fun day ahead of us. I just got back from Legree class. I still don't know how to say it. I just got back from Legree and I wasn't gonna start this vlog until after I took my shower, got ready, did all the things, but oh my God, I feel so good. I've been trying to find a workout for so long that doesn't flare out my fibromyalgia, but also isn't like the most boring thing in the world. And I love this class. First of all, a workout I can do in socks. Second of all, a fun little machine that moves around and I feel like I'm surfing. Third of all, they play music in the class, which I've done Pilates before, and a lot of times the class is silent, and I am not the girl who loves a quiet, chill workout class. I am not a yoga girl, and I'm not a Pilates girl. Everyone says separate Pilates and Legree. I am a Legree girl, and I'm so excited. My cute little set on. I had the best time at that class, and I'm so excited. I got a membership, so I think I'm gonna be going 3 to 4 times a week. Hopefully, I can build up the courage to like film in the class, or maybe ask the people in the class if they're okay with me filming, or just film myself, or something. But, like I was saying, today we have such a fun day. I have been dreaming up this recipe in my head for a while for like a caramelized pear, well, it's more of a spiced caramelized pear cheesecake. It's similar to my apple crumble cheesecake, basically the same thing, but using the pear, which I feel like apples are very fall, but something about the pear just feels a little bit more seasonal to me for some reason. I feel like it works for both fall and winter, and I think this would be like such a fun Thanksgiving or Christmas dessert, especially because everybody loves the apple crumble cheesecake so much. When we hosted our coffee shop party, there were 12 slices. Basically, 21 people RSVP'd yes, 10 people showed up, which always like crushes me a little bit. But basically, we have 12 slices of cheesecake. There was 10 people at the party, and we had 2 slices of cheesecake left. My fiance and I didn't have any cheesecake that day. So I was like, oh my goodness, I feel like if everyone showed up, we would have been out of cheesecake so fast. It was the favorite dessert of everyone. So today, we are going to try and develop a new recipe. Very, very, very excited about this because I feel like it's a recipe I don't even need to test. I feel like I have all the ideas in my head. We're just gonna really switch out the apple for caramelized pear. And, oh my goodness! Wait, what if we do okay, so we're gonna do a Biscoff crust, okay? And then we're gonna do our cheesecake layer, and then we're gonna do caramelized pear in the middle, and then we're gonna do a cheesecake layer, and then we're gonna do more caramelized pear, and then we're gonna do a crumble on top. Yes. This sounds incredible. I am so excited. I'm gonna shower, get ready, and then we'll head off to the grocery store, get everything we need. We're gonna go to Walmart because they have literally everything. They also have great prices, but they're gonna have the Biscoff cookies, they're gonna have the cream cheese, they're gonna have everything I need. I usually go to Trader Joe's, but they don't have like Biscoff cookies or anything. But I think we have to go there for pears because for some reason Walmart's fruit selection, they have like apples and like an orange maybe, and that's it, which I really don't get it. But we're gonna go there. But yeah, I'm so excited! Let's get this day started! Gotta make a recipe. Together, you and me. Okay, let's go. I always feel so much better when I'm getting ready, even if I'm just gonna be baking the whole day. I love a good skirt, I love a good dress. Today I'm gonna just wear this beautiful skirt from Free People that I'm probably gonna buy in a million more colors. This top that I think is from Amazon. It's really breathable and really comfy, and it's not see-through. This little brown purse. We're gonna go to Walmart and Trader Joe's. So I saw that there was a vanilla Greek yogurt, and I think I'm actually gonna make this a spiced vanilla pear cheesecake. I'm also gonna try this with a light brown sugar instead of a dark brown sugar. I was not expecting to go shopping today, but these are the cutest things ever. I've actually been looking for something like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. fiance always makes me my coffee every single morning, which is the nicest thing ever. So my coffee making skills, they're not that good, but I'm trying to get better at it. I just got back from the store and now the fun is gonna begin. So excited to test out this recipe. It's time to make a cheesecake. I usually listen to Noah Kahn the whole time while I'm baking. That has been my favorite person to listen to. He has the most calming music ever, but I think we are gonna talk to each other and I'm gonna listen to him. We'll do a little bit of mix of both, but let me show you the little setup. We got our pears, we got our Biscoff cookies, which add a really like nice spiced flavor to these, very fall and very delicious. Look at all those cookies. There are cookies in there. I used to measure the amount of cookies, but now I don't really do that. I used to think baking was like such intense measuring, but now I'm starting to realize it's a lot more forgiving than people give it credit for. And I was so intimidated to start baking because I thought that I had to measure out everything exactly. But especially with things like a cheesecake, I'm starting to realize that I can kind of just play around with different things and do a lot of experiments. And so far, none of those experiments have destroyed everything. Always be super careful with the blade. Make sure you take this out right away because you don't want to cut yourself. You don't want to cut yourself. It hurts real bad. Here is our cookie consistency. You definitely don't need a food processor to do all that. I've seen people put all the cookies in a bag and use a rolling pin, so you could do that, but I don't know. I'm gonna use the kitchen gadgets that I own. You're always gonna be using them. I feel like there's never too many kitchen gadgets. I'm gonna melt a stick of butter. I love to use this little spatula with a hole in it. I think it's for eggs, but it's just fun to use. Woohoo! So excited! Can I be aesthetic? 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 Ooh! Not really. Not really. It is a beautiful sight to see when you can see it. Come on, YouTube. Why do we get copyrighted for this stuff? Like, how am I supposed to bake without music? Ugh. I don't want to do a montage. I just want us to like vibe together and like bake together. Alexa, play. Shh. Alexa, play. Alexa, play. Alexa. Thank you. Cheers to being alive. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this all together until it forms a crust. This is so much fun. I feel like baking, it's just so much more simple in my opinion than we give it credit for. It can feel like a lot of steps, especially if you're taking it slower, but it is so much fun and so relaxing. So you want this basically to just look like wet sand. I'm in a playful mood today, so I'm gonna put a tiny bit of pumpkin pie spice in here, a little bit. And you have to remember, it is okay to use your intuition when you're baking. I don't feel like there's enough butter in here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more, and we're gonna start mixing again. Now we're starting to get that wet sand consistency that we really love to see in a cheesecake crust. It's gonna make sure this all sticks together really, really nicely. I think this is looking good, honestly. This, I'll say, is the #1 most important step in making a cheesecake, and that's just gonna be getting yourself one of these pans. Wow. Wow, very calming baking video. Very good. Get yourself one of these pans. And as you can see, it's 2 pieces. So when you're trying to get the cheesecake out, the cheesecake is not gonna stick to anything. It's just gonna float right onto the surface that you put it in when you release the thing. And try not to do that. Try not to let your cheesecake fall on the floor. Get the second part. We are gonna pop it through here, close the pan, and now everything should be good to go, extra, extra safe, so you're not gonna lose your cheesecake, it's not gonna fall apart. It's not gonna stick to this, and it's not gonna stick to the paper either. Go ahead and pour everything in. Get all that stuff in there. Mix it around. So a lot of people use plastic cups to press this down, but I realized that a soup ladle does the job really, really, really well. And you're just gonna go around in circles, pressing as hard as you can, but not too hard to the point where you like hurt the cheesecake. All having cheesecake for Thanksgiving, okay? All of us are gonna know how to make cheesecakes. I promise it's a lot more simple than it seems. Now all we're gonna do is let this chill in the fridge while we work on everything else. Let's start working on our little pear topping. Oh, this is extremely satisfying, wow. Little cutie. Probably gonna do 5 or 6 pears. Chose 3 very ripe pears and a few pears that are not ripe yet. Actually, I got 5 super ripe pears, 2 pears that are not so ripe. I need a little coffee break. It is pretty much time to start working on the filling, and then I'm just gonna do the crumble last, I think. I mean, the crumble is so easy. Should we just do it now? I think I need sugar, rolled oats, and flour. Okay, we're gonna do that first because it's so easy. I'm gonna use these oats from Bob's Red Mill. Oh my goodness. I was not even thinking about that. I feel like those are way too many oats, but I was like, let's get the aesthetic shot. Let's get the aesthetic shot. It's so hard to focus on both of these things at once. Actually, this might be not so bad. Here's our crumble. Now, this is where I get really, really specific. You want to make sure that you actually measure very carefully all of your ingredients for the inside of the cheesecake. So I have 690 grams of cream cheese. Just gonna toss that in there. 75 grams of granulated sugar. Okay. Exactly 75 grams of granulated sugar. I'm gonna do 100 grams of our vanilla Greek yogurt. I'm very excited to use the vanilla Greek yogurt. I feel like this is gonna taste super delicious in our cheesecake. How many grams did I say? 100 grams? Yes, 100 grams. I'm feeling a little bit nervous. The pears are very hard to caramelize. It might have been because I used too many super sweet pears, and pears also have a lot of natural water. So I've learned something today. I've learned to be extra careful caramelizing pears. I feel like caramelizing apples is fairly simple. Like, it's not that easy to mess it up. Like, it's very difficult to mess up in my opinion. So yeah, we still have to figure out exactly the perfect way to caramelize a pear. I made a small mistake. I accidentally got light Greek yogurt instead of full fat, and now I'm starting to see some curdles. I do still think it should taste delicious, but yeah, you always want to make sure that you get full fat Greek yogurt, or else your batter might get a little bit clumpy like this. Like I said, it still should taste good. a lot from this cheesecake today. Number one, I've learned that pears seem to get a lot smaller than apples when you caramelize them, because usually for this, actually no, actually. It's because I added a middle layer, but usually I will only do 3 apples and that's enough for the top layer. For this, I think I used, maybe I needed like 7 or 8 apples. See, I'm not good at math. So I almost didn't have enough apple to cover the entire top. I mean, I really didn't. So I added more crumble around the sides. Definitely need to add more pear. Pears are kind of difficult to caramelize. I think next time I'm gonna like fry them and get their natural juices out first, because with the apples, I just throw them in there and they caramelize really good. But I noticed that the pears got really watery and they didn't really get sticky like an apple would until the end, and I had to pour out a lot of water from the pears. So I think I'm gonna fry them first, get all their natural juices out, strain, and then add the brown sugar and then caramelize next time. But they turned out good. I just had to do some extra steps, if that makes sense. And then I don't know how I got light Greek yogurt. It curdled the entire batter. Curdled so bad, it looks like cottage cheese. I just hope that it bakes and hardens well. It looks pretty good, like it looks like a cheesecake. The thing I've learned about cheesecake is sometimes you're not gonna get the perfect texture. Like you might have some curdles, it might be a little bit more grainy. That's why you want everything to be room temp, you want full fat. Definitely not gonna be the perfect texture, but you know what? Like this is a recipe I made up in my head. And everything went well besides just like those pears not having enough and being a little watery at first. And then of course getting the light Greek yogurt, which I literally can't believe I did that. When I make a cookbook, there will be a spiced, caramelized, vanilla pear cheesecake in it with a good recipe. You heard it here. You heard it here first. A really gnarly looking pan at the bottom that's gonna catch all the extra caramel juices so it doesn't just spill into the oven. Keep the oven slightly open for about an hour to let this cool. So we pulled our cheesecake out of the oven. It's looking so good and I am just very, very proud of this. She's just a little bit jiggly, which is exactly what you want. Now, I let it cool in the oven for an hour, and I'm gonna let it cool out here for an hour, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge. It's really extra thing to do, honestly, but it prevents the top from just like cracking a lot. So that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm very, very proud of this. I hope it tastes good, especially with the light Greek yogurt. Like, that was not smart. Not smart. Made me my matcha this morning and I just wanted to sit outside and enjoy it for a little while. Let's see how the cheesecake turned out. So excited. Just gonna get all of our tools. And now I can show you my really cool pan. Just gonna put it right here. And grab that side. It's a cheesecake! Wow. Okay, the crust looks good. Now I just have to take it off of the bottom plate. Now is the real test. We're gonna see if we got a cheesecake. Oop, that's a little bit of a crooked cut. Let's cut this way. Wow. Ooh. She's looking good already. Oh, I love that sound. So satisfying. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's a cheesecake. We've got our delicious layer on top, our pears in the middle, and our amazing looking crust. Oh my God, it looks like a cheesecake. I'm so excited, it looks so good, and I feel like we didn't really mess up the texture with the light Greek yogurt. So if you're wondering if you could use light Greek yogurt, yes you can. I am super proud of the texture we got going on. I'm so excited about this. This is my 3rd time making a cheesecake. She is so cute. Let's take a bite. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is incredible. Wow. The vanilla is the perfect touch. It tastes so good with the caramelized pears and the Biscoff crust. I'm proud of myself for this. Wow. Thank you for making cheesecake with me. I will see you in the next video. Bye.